All right, we're thrilled and honored that she's here with us today for the first time on our show live. Please welcome our First Lady, Michelle Obama. We're so happy to have you here.
It is great to be here, and happy 10th anniversary.
Oh, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Sure.
I have a little gift for you.
Do you really?
This is from
Oh my gosh.
it's a little White House honey from our beehive.
Gosh. Oh,
From the bee,
From the bees.
right there on the
White
on the
House
property.
bees.
This is
right there on the
wonderful.
south lawn.
Thank you. And
How
it's-
nice.
Oh my gosh.
What a nice gift.
That's terrific. You know, I understand that you broke ground on that garden, and I didn't realize that all these years that there had not been a garden there since.
Eleanor Roosevelt,
yes,
wasn't it?
Since, and when we first came to the White House, that was one of the biggest questions. Could you tear up the south lawn and plant some stuff?
Right.
So I didn't even know that it was possible, but the National Park Services, they were just thrilled, and we have our own beekeeper. We have a beehive on the south lawn, and it's really made a difference in the production. There are fruit trees on the south lawn that haven't blossomed in decades.
Because
and now
they didn't have the bees
they
to
didn't have the
pollinate them.
cross-pollination.
So nice. Want me to put that over here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What a lovely gift. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Speaking of gifts, Valentine's Day is around the corner.
Yes, it is.
And we heard that all
I hope
women...
he's watching.
What would be a good gift for the president to get you?
You know, jewelry is all...
Jewelry is always... You can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. But, you know, we don't make a big deal out of Valentine's Day because my birthday was the 17th and it's Christmas. And so by February 14th,
You're wiped out,
we're kind of tired.
But is he essentially a romantic
He
man?
is very, he is very romantic.
But I mean, really a romantic guy.
No, he is.
He's got a lot on his mind. He's busy.
But he remembers dates. He doesn't forget a thing. Even when I think he is, I'll have a little attitude.
Oh, you give him attitude.
I give him a little attitude.
Sure, give him attitude.
But he always comes through. Yeah,
Oh, does he?
really does.
Good for him.
Yeah.
It's very funny. My daughter has the president and first lady paper dolls.
Oh my
and
goodness.
she reenacts the
use them?
dancing. She does. She did dancing from the inauguration because it was so nice to see the two of you so affectionate together, and it, you know, inspired a lot of people.
Gotta keep the romance alive, even in the White House.
So you two moved in and flawless. I mean, no problems.
What, with the move?
Yeah,
with the actual move?
With the girls came in too. Went to school up there.
Yeah,
down there.
it's been a good 2 years. But like any mom, we parents, we measure our success by the happiness of the kids. You know, I mean, the world, you know, can be crumbling around us, but when your kids are solid and they seem normal and they're happy and they're not caught up in this stuff, that's what, you know, that's how we define our success personally. And they've been really good and really solid.
They're always smiling, just like you and him. Both, all four of you going around like this. What's the problem? What are we worried about?
I know. As we tell the girls, they have nothing to frown about. They are blessed.
It's really, and it's nice to see children growing up in the White House. I just think it's, you know, it's exciting, certainly for other children to see, and certainly my kids often wonder about, is there a bowling alley in there? Is there a swimming pool? You know, they just have a whole, they just fantasize about it.
Yeah, it's a nice house for kids. It is.
So what is the toughest thing then about these years that you're spending there? Is there one downside? Is there one thing you'd like to change?
You know, I think that Barack and I, we always say we were normal. You know, we went to the grocery store, drove our own cars, and sat on the sidelines on all the games. Now we still try to do that, but you do live in a bubble. You know, and we're not the kind of people who like a lot of attention, and this job gives you a lot of attention. You know, so I think that part has been an interesting transition, but you get used to it. I mean, we like people. And I think that comes through. I don't know how people do this job if they don't fundamentally enjoy people. And that's really what gives us energy. And the girls are the same way. I mean, when they do events with us, they are so graceful. I mean, I'm amazed to watch them. They're so polite and they're so poised, and they really enjoy it, even if they walk off and go, "What was that about?" You know, they don't show it.
Can I just tell you, the night that you all walked out on that stage after the results were announced, you came out with your 2 daughters, and Mark and I looked at each other and said, "This is the part where our kids would get into a fist fight."
She's not kidding either. Yeah, we got to take a break. We'll come right back with Michelle Obama. First Lady Michelle Obama, direct from the White House, spending a few minutes with us today. Do you plan on going to the royal wedding coming up this spring?
No, I'm not going to go.
You're not going to go?
I'm not going.
Why aren't you going to go?
I wasn't invited.
Oh, but don't you think you will be invited at a certain point?
You know what? You know, marriage is a personal, private thing. They should invite who they want to invite. And if I get invited, I'll go.
Will you get a +1?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
If you do get a +1.
I don't think she has to attend every wedding around the world. Why?
No, but this is going to be a really fancy
This is a good one.
Yeah.
So, but you meet an awful lot of people that are going through the White House, and the astronaut Mark Kelly, whom I know you spent some time with in Phoenix. Boy, that was some speech.
Oh,
you know, I looked at you and him as he came in to make that speech, and you know, and I just wondered, you know, those speeches are critical, and everybody's listening and watching, and he did a great job.
But you know, the people tell you what they need, and one of the best parts of this job is we both said that visit felt useful. You know, you really felt like it mattered to people that we were there, that it helped to heal.
Oh, sure.
And when you feel that, the words come easy. And for Barack, that's when he's at his best, when he's talking from his heart and he's communicating clearly the emotions that people are going through. I mean, it was energizing and powerful all at the same time. But the Mark Kelly and the entire family, they are strong, solid people. They're going to do just fine.
And what a comeback she's making, too.
That's the best news of the year.
You know, late at night, when there's so much on his mind, I just can't get over when I look at a president and I feel all the problems that all around the world that suddenly are his problems that he's got to figure out. Does he ever, late at night, you're in bed, does he ever say, "What should I do about Mubarak?"
Oh, God, no. He knows better not to talk about it.
He never comes.
It's the wrong time. No.
You'd rather talk about it at breakfast.
No. We've got this big house. He's got an office on the west side. It's like, do that over there.
This is where you've gone wrong. You understand?
But in all seriousness, he does a fantastic job of separating. I mean, if he brought all of that home, you know, he wouldn't be the calm president that you see. He has a very good way of compartmentalizing. So when he walks into the residence doors, the girls are on bows, jumping around, and you can see it just all washing away. And we let it wash away.
Great. That's good
so
for
that
him.
he gets those moments to be down.
Just one little quick question. Did you see his interview with O'Reilly?
I did not. I generally don't. Well, we had a lot of guests at Super Bowl parties.
That's right. You were out entertaining, and he was fighting for his life.
He came right before the big party. But no, I didn't see it.
Well, I thought that, you know, they go at it pretty good, and O'Reilly's on the edge of his chair moving in, you know. And very rarely do you see the president get flustered about anything.
Well, you can't in this job. And you know, one of the reasons why I campaigned for this man, and it wasn't because he was my husband, it was because I knew he had what it took to do this job at this time. I mean, you need somebody who is smart, who is physically there, who is mentally tough, and who is a constant. And that's just who he is. So it's not a surprise to me. And this is a hard job. You can't have somebody who's up and down and emotionally in and out, who has thin skin. This is a tough job, and it takes somebody who can laugh a bit, you know, who doesn't take himself too seriously, but knows the issues inside and out.
He sure does.
And that's our president.
All right, let's talk about your campaign, okay? When we come back, let's move.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
All right, there you go. It's called Let's Move. It's a big initiative, and that PSA was first announced today around 8 o'clock in the morning.
This morning they started
so that's the way it's going to be. You're going to see that for a while, and it's great advice. Get your kids to move.
What has happened? Is it just the video game mentality, or what is it? Why have children become sedentary?
There's any one cause. I mean, that's what makes this issue so complicated. Our lives have changed considerably. The amount of sugar and salt that's in our food has changed. Physical education has been eliminated from a lot of schools. Some neighborhoods are safe. In some lower income communities, they don't have access to grocery stores. A lot of big chains have moved out. So you can tell a mother, put more vegetables on the plate, but if they don't have a place to get those vegetables and they're not affordable, then it becomes very difficult. And that's what this campaign has been about. It's been about approaching this issue from a variety of different perspectives. It's not just about parents doing more, but they need the tools and the advice and the support from a nation to make it easier.
And vegetables are a big part of this.
Vegetables, exercise, fruits, you know, it's a lifestyle change.
So do you sense a sense of accomplishment here over the last year?
I feel very hopeful. When we first started this issue, you sort of wondered, you know, we're going to ask people to make some big changes in their lives. Are they going to be ready to do this? Are people going to step up? But the truth is that in 1 year we've seen so many people stepping up. We've begun to change the conversation about how we eat, how we live, how our kids move. People are paying attention, and that is a source of pride and hope, because you've got companies making big changes, you've got sports figures who are stepping up to be role models. Almost every major sports league has joined on to this campaign. Churches, business leaders. It's just been amazing.
It was a really great initiative for you to begin, really, because it has to begin somewhere, and nobody was having the conversation. And I'm glad that you did, because it really is so important to keep kids healthy and moving, because people will not be able to afford the cost of chronic obesity and diabetes and all of the complications that come with that.
We're spending $147 billion a year because of obesity-related conditions. And we've seen the rate increase among kids in all communities. In the African American and Hispanic communities, the numbers are even worse. I came to this issue as a mom. You know, we're busy. You know, it's easier to go through the drive-through. It's harder to cook. It's harder to sit around the table as a family and eat a meal. Activities are expensive. And if kids can't play outside normally like they used to, and you can't afford to sign them up for ballet, then what are your kids doing? So I know that this issue affects families because it affected mine. And I thought, well, if I can use this platform to bring together these collaborations, shine a light, give parents some advice, some guidance, then maybe we could slowly move this. We've come a long way, but we have a long way to go. We didn't get here overnight, so it's going to take a second.
A lot more information on this, so letsmove.gov.
Thank you. Yes.
Right?
Letsmove.gov.
Letsmove.gov.
Michelle, so nice to have you here.